Now, let's see, maybe after this one, we see how we go. Dear Mooji, I've followed all your satsangs for a year now over the internet, and I want to thank you so much for offering this precious gift, as it has had a tremendous impact. Over the last few years, I have struggled intensely with living in this world and meeting my basic needs. I am grateful for these struggles, as they have helped me to focus on finding who it is that is suffering so much. I am at a point now where the challenge has intensified to the point of not having a place to live, a supportive community, or enough money to take care of myself. Despite great efforts to resolve the situation, nothing is working. I am out of moves, as you often say. I feel all I can do now is focus on I am and responding to the situation by asking, who am I? Yes. Who am I means who suffers this? Who is this happening to? Yeah? But no cynicism, no judgment, so that you're not asking this question mechanically, like who am I? 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 Who? I. No, not like that. You know what I mean? But really trying to understand the question. Understand the question before you even ask it. What are you asking? Something is present here that feels I. What is it? So you're not looking for a verbal, intellectual, mental answer, but actually a recognition. A recognition is what is important. Who am I? What is I? Something feels I'm suffering all of these things. Why are these things happening to me? So who is the me that they're happening to? Let me just stay and see, what is this me that's happening to? And often, well, always, in my case, I heard, there's nobody there. It's not happening to anybody. I can't find anybody. I said, this is very good. Now, who is making this discovery now? Oh, that's very... Who discovered this? Can this one be found? Well, again, it just feels like it's me. Yeah, but the discoverer, who are you? What are you? Can't find anything. I can't find anything tangible, like I am this, or I am even this. Because even this is also perceived. Still, although it cannot be found tangibly, it's still here. As what? Well, I know that I'm perceiving somehow. And I know that I am. But what I am, there's nothing to say that I can be anything that is perceived. But yet I know completely that I am. Who is the I that am? Just an awareness is there. That you are. That you are. But something feels deeply challenged by this. I've not been brought up to think of myself like this. I have not been brought up to consider myself to be awareness. It's just not acceptable anywhere. I can't go for a job at McDonald's and say, who are you? I'm awareness. No, of course you're not going to speak like that. This is not for something that you're going to put on your resume. This you keep here. On your resume you say, yes, I'm John Brown, I'm from so and so and so. You have to speak the language of the life. It will still be there. And it doesn't cause any harm. I mean, there's not an awakened language. It's still the same language. It's still your mother tongue. But the presence that uses it is different. You see. When you speak, it will come with a new authority, the authority that arises from real seeing. There will be no pride, there's no motivation, no motive to do anything, there's no trickery, there's no skill. Something like that. See? Now, it continues. This situation must be an opportunity too, but I would be very grateful for any advice you can give for one who is devoted to discovering freedom but is facing great hardship so as to use it fully for freedom. I have no money to physically come to satsang, but I am always watching and there in spirit. Thank you for your beloved presence. Yours in love and gratitude, Colin, Portland, Oregon, United States of America. I feel so much from you like that to what you are sharing. But I was speaking to one of our friends just maybe yesterday, Jayani. I think I was talking with her yesterday, no? 2 days ago. And she said like this, I feel like everything is going. My mind is going. I can't remember anything at all. I can't remember anything at all. Okay? And like, I just feel like my life is falling apart. I don't know what to do and so on. I say, is your children hungry? No, they're okay like this. Okay? I said, if you were a monk, right? Because right now you have an identity, I'm a wife and I'm a mother. So in the wife and mother role comes also, you've got to be on ball, you've got to remember things, you've got to be efficient or something. Supposing you were a monk, but you're a monk with a baby. You're a monk, okay? The same thing you are saying, like, I can't remember anything. Can you imagine the monk? The monk would be happy. Actually, my sadhana is working. Actually, I'm forgetting everything. Huh? My sadhana is working. I'm forgetting everything. My mind is not holding all that stupid thoughts anymore. You see? When you say that my mind is not really working, you see? Are you taking a cup of tea and putting it on your head? No, you're not doing that. Your mind is working. Okay? When you go to walk, to go to supermarket, do you go handstand? No. You are going fine. Your mind is working. Your consciousness is working. When you go to the toilet and do your thing like that, do you brush your teeth inside the toilet? No, you don't. Your mind is working fine enough. Okay? Now it can function on very simple ways, and yet when it comes time for what is important, something springs into action and is functioning. Have you noticed that? Maybe the present idea we have of who we are and the way we think we should be in that role is somehow too much expectations, and the real thing that's happening is that your consciousness is not anymore in service to your person, to your personality. For a long time, our memory was in service to sustaining and perpetuating our personal identity. But now it's returned to consciousness, and consciousness is not interested in your person. It doesn't have a person, so to speak. The person is just like a light costume or a mask that the consciousness plays it through. And it takes care enough. But to limit yourself just to the costume, to the mask, then you begin to see, oh my God, I've lived so much of my life in such a shallow identity. This is what we discover. So much of the life has been lived in such a shallow identity. And now I feel that, whoa, so much more is open now. Now I have friends I would never have had 1 year ago. As consciousness, I'm in contact with people I would never have met these people. Before, all my friends had to be between 17 and 25, because that's my vibe space. Okay, I can't relate out of that. And they had to be Afro-Caribbean, because that's my thing. But then you are becoming universal. Something is very universal. It is not. It's something much broader. It can converse not just with other religions, and other nations, but other different ages, and also other species also. So how can you be afraid? You see. Now, in this letter, just to make this final thing, it can be that you lose everything in your life, what you call everything, all your material resources, all your material possessions, your house, your job, your car, even your children. Maybe somebody, your partner take them off you, or whatever it is. You may lose all these things without feeling sorry for yourself. You may find that you've done everything you can to keep them. Still, life is taking them. Can that happen without resentment? You see? Because if you listen to your in-the-moment mind, they're saying, well, look, everything is vanishing. What's going to happen to you, and all this kind of stuff. Or rather, the historical mind, or maybe the hysterical mind. It is speaking like that. But you may find that something is like, all these are leaving, and I'm still here. All these things seem to be going, and I'm still here. Like, I should be crushed by now. I should be devastated. But I feel light myself. You see? So why would be still, I lost my job and things, I'm eating out of dustbins and stuff like that. Why should you be eating out? You should not be eating out of dustbins. If you're trusting. If you're not trusting, then maybe you eat out of dustbins. This thing has happened also for myself. Because at a certain point, it was like I was losing things. My job was gone. I couldn't do it anyway. And partnerships gone. My house go. The cars go. I was just kind of shrink down like this. No money in the bank. I was not a saver. Everything's going. Then came a time I had no money. No money. When I say I don't have money, I mean I don't have any money. I don't mean like I only got, 30 pounds in the bank. I got no bank. I was looking inside the cupboard, shaking out my shoes to see if maybe some coins might have dropped in my shoes. No money like this at the time. But I know that I was in training. I know that I was in sadhana. I know that I was in my search. I did not feel like I was sort of thrown out. I knew something inside like that. I was being educated very intensely in this moment like that. But I remember something came to the point like there was no money and there was no food in the house. I said, okay, I'm just waiting. Like, this got to be, God, you got to come true now because your belly's going. I start to put on, I sort of boil some hot water because I have to get rid of the sound. Drink some hot water. And I'm thinking, but no. Then you start to question, is all this just my imagination? Is this all this thing about God and about faith? Is this all made up? Because I'm hungry. Now, where are you? And so I'm watching this panic happening inside the mind like this, And then somehow the bell rang, and one of my brothers came to the door. He came upstairs, came in the room. He says, "How you doing?" I said, "I'm fine." So he took out a big lump of money out of his pocket, big lump of money, and he had a rubber band around it, that much. You understand? He took it out and he started to, like he was a bank clerk or something. And I'm looking, I said, my God, I haven't seen one of those for a long time. I said, could you give me £5? He said, no, not today. I said, I thought that he was my savior for the day. Yeah, nothing. Then I saw him roll it up and he says, yeah, you got any tea in the house? I said, no. I said, okay, I'll get one downtown. Put in my pocket. Okay, see you later. And he's gone. Because I knew inside, I'm not supposed to ask. I also knew in my heart, don't ask. If God is God, why should I ask? It's like this, no? There's this. And so I asked him. He told me no. I feel very shame, big shame, like this. And these things go on, and then what happened is like I said, okay, maybe today I don't eat. Then my phone ring. We answer the phone. One friend, Cosimino, he was a cook from one of my very close friends, says, tonight is pizza night. We're coming to get you. said, really? Hallelujah. So went out, I had so much pizza. They were saying, that was looking, you look hungry. And then after this, somehow, I had to walk. I walked from my place all the way past Chatham, going up towards it. It's a good walk. I mean, to walk off the pizza because I couldn't sleep. Like this. Then I was saying, yes, but it's like this. God doesn't come when you want. I have to learn this thing. But I could have trusted. I didn't trust. I felt ashamed. All this education was so very good. I always felt that if I was so broke, in my town, you can go on the market road, there's also a big line of very big metal bins. And very often the market holders, if they have a lot of things left over at the end of the day, they just throw them in the bins. And there are people that go along with their bags and they go and take out they get some potatoes, it's been a bit bruised, you kind of cut off the bruised bit, you put it in your bag. And there's an old movement, it's very nice actually. And I saw myself, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to go, in my same town that I was a teacher. Okay, I was a teacher in my town. But I was not a teacher in my town anymore. I was just doing nothing. And I said, I can see that it's coming to that. I'm going to go and I'm going to be looking and be inside there cutting off bits of stuff. I said, okay, if that's what's meant to happen, it's going to happen like that. I'll just go in the evening. But it never come to be. Never. I never went. Also, one time in England, I was signing on. I can say these things now. It's been a while. And we were signing on unemployed. In England, you can write, if you are unemployed for the moment, you can sign on, and the government gives you some money. I have to finish teaching now, and then they give you money because you are supposed to be looking for work, and until you find work, they support you. In those days, it was like £52 a week or something. I'm not sure how much it was. Anyhow. That was my life. At least you got your money. It's okay. Then comes, every now and again they call you into the office to interview you, and you need to show what you're doing to find work. So I was not looking. And each time you have to bluff and say, "Oh, you're sick," and that kind of, and they postpone for you. You can't keep this up. At a certain point, you have to go in. And I went in this day, and they said, okay, you go to sign over here, to go to the office. I went to the office, I sat down. She says, okay, could you show me some of where you've been looking for work? And I said, I have not been looking for work. Sorry? I'm not looking for work. Sorry, what do you mean? I don't want to work. Said, do you realize the implication of what you're saying? I said, yes, I know. You know that you are receiving this money because you need to be looking for work. I said, yes, I know that. Do you know that we'll have to sign you off if you're, you can start again, we can start again and move on with this. I said, no. So you are willing to sign off? Yes. Okay. And then some few people come in from the office to look at you like, wow. They really exist. I come and I signed off, and then I came out from this office and I felt as light as a feather. So I never have to go to another interview. I never have to go for another interview. Like this. Then walking down towards Brixton, I said, my God, but I have no savings, I've got no money, nothing at all. Then I walk into the middle of my town, and there's one guy there, they call him Juicy. Right? He's like the prophet, but he speaks a lot of profanities. And he curses everybody, especially the Irish. He curses very loudly in the street. And this man just walked straight up to me and gave me a banana and walked away. Okay? I never spoke with this guy. He just came, go, nice banana. But that banana was very significant for me. This banana told me, I'm taking care of you now. I tell you that. And so it has been like that. So I am giving you a banana satsang. Don't be afraid about these things, because if your heart has chosen what is true, life cannot fail you. It just cannot do that. So only when you don't cop out and gave in, then I could not tell you this. I can tell you this now, that it won't fit you. It may not go what your mind says, haha, you're hungry, haha, you see, let you down. No, it's not that. You have to somehow just be quiet, just be present with yourself. And don't be waiting. You have to find another state inside you that is not waiting, that just is. Yeah. And life is always kind, but you don't see. Because you are more interested in satisfying your projection. So you don't see what is as it is, we don't see. So even if, because we know in India there are many monks who are walking around and their life is just a beg, like something. So we say, well, wait a minute, but they're also searching for God, and they're begging, you see? And you're feeling, my God, I would not like to lose my passport in India. I just would not like to lose my money because, when people give you things, even Europeans give you things, it's only like 1 rupee, and it's a lot of rupees to return back to the West. Understand? So your mind will play a lot of games with you. So you have to put your life to the test. Not choose, I'm going to. Some people do that, that's fine too. But just find your situation as it is. Don't try to do more than you can do. Do what you can do and trust in your heart. You have chosen the truth. How can the truth fail you? This is my message to Colin, Portland, Oregon. You're in the richest country in the world, and so many poor people there. In some of the poorest countries in the world, there are people enriched in much, much purer way.